How's everybody on a Wednesday afternoon? My Leathercraft family, y'all, thanks for spending this time with me. And it's one of the high points of my week. I hope everybody is doing all right. Spring's a coming. Oh, finally. It's a little chilly in my shop. And I'm actually I'll actually put on a hoodie instead of turning the heat on because I want to keep that cool in here as long as I can. Come July, it's going to be a little hot in this shop. But everybody doing okay, I think, weather-wise. Finally, I think we're all okay. There's some rain and whatnot moving across, but geez, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. We've had a rough spring, but how's everybody doing on a Wednesday? It's a good day to work on leather. If we can't work on leather, it's a good day to talk about working on leather. Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing all right. Maz Cooper is with us. Y'all, Jerry King, Carrie always keeping a smile on your face while you're struggling yourself. It's a true hero. Carrie, you're in my well, that was weird. You're in my prayers, Carrie. You're in my prayers. I was thinking about you the other day, and I was just thinking maybe it's just, God's plan. There's the perfect job for you, but there's somebody in that job, but maybe they're about to retire. Maybe they've got another job and their big plan. And Carrie, holding on by a string. Bless your heart. We're praying for you. Absolutely. Something's going to land here soon. Man, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and saying a prayer for you. Absolutely. Jim Jenkins. Hello, right back to you, Jim. Hope you're doing all right. Y'all, thanks for being here. Absolutely. Last time it got kind of off the rails because I think I tried to talk about too much. And that always happens if I get on a rant. I haven't really planned talking about that, write down bullet points and whatnot. I kind of tend to go off the rails. And then the alarm goes off for the giveaway, which, yes, we have a good giveaway today. We'll talk about that. But everything went off the rails when that alarm went off. And I was right in the middle of talking about, I think, the psychology behind doing shows and whatnot. All kinds of bizarre little things that happen. Like say if there's a big fair, big open area, when people walk in the door, it's like 75% will go right. All right. Right. So if you're on the right side of a show, you get them before they get around to the left side where they've spent all their money. Another quantity sells. And I've seen this. If you've got one of something out there, people may look, but if you got 10 out there, there's something psychological that says to a person, everybody's buying this. I need to get one of these. Right. So there's all kinds. I've done a few shows. I was going to grab all my lanyards. I don't know how many shows I've done, 150, 200. I don't actually know. But anyway, there's all kinds of little tricks and tips. And we'll come back around that because we got a comment from last time. And I hate this. Let me just put this out there right now because I hate mispronouncing names. Like Dean Grieger. I think that's correct. And Debbie St. Cyr. I've just butchered repeatedly both of their names. I don't know if either of them are still with us, but if you come back, please accept my absolute apologies. We had someone from last time, and I actually put their name into Google Translate, and it showed me how I just don't typically have time to do that, while we're live. Oh, y'all, whoever I mess up your name, I am sorry. It's just me here. Sometimes my grammar, and my vocabulary, um, they're not bad, but I don't appreciate what you're incinerating, right? Right. So anyway, I'm a little law. There's some distance between me and high school English. Right? So anyway, I just hate that. I hate mispronouncing folks' names, but nonetheless. All right. So Scuba Jock, hello from Kansas City, home of the best barbecue. Okay. So you broke that tap. We're going to have to talk about barbecue. Yeah, we are. Because we got our big anniversary coming up in Ohio. Big barbecue dinner Thursday night. Looking forward to that. But okay, so we'll talk but best barbecue. I can't argue because I haven't been to Kansas City. But I'm picky about McHugh, right? Grew up in Texas. I don't like heavy vinegar. But I don't like too sweet, don't like too hot. I do like the South Carolina, a little bit of mustard in there. That tends to be a little more of a yellow sauce. Al Pastor. Okay, right? Anyway, I sure would like to come to Kansas City and try some of your barbecue. Yeah, I bet I'm gonna agree with you. Uh, but anyway, ribs. Back off, back off. We're supposed to be talking about leather, which really, with a cow, you get a steak and a belt. Win-win, right? Right. So anyway, um, let's see. Oh, so Scuba Jock, let's see. I may be attending the Weaver barbecue just to see how well it is. Depends on the weather. I would fly. I hope you do make it out, and I hope it's a long trip for most of us. Most of us, even from Atlanta, it's about 600 miles. I always tend to drive because I always got samples and equipment, and I'm bringing leather. It just would be a headache to try to fly. Um, and that's about 9 hours. That's 9 hours on the road, no breaks. And we're guys, right? We get on the road and we punch it, right? How soon can we get there? What's our mile per hour average? What's our fuel average? What can we do? Right. It's all about the trip, but the statistics and the numbers for us guys. The ladies, that makes them a little irritated, right? Passing one bathroom stop after another because they're trying to make good time. That does not go well. Yeah. So when I'm by myself, I can jam. But if I've got anybody else, we're gonna take our time, stop at a Buc-ee's. Has anybody been to a Buc-ee's? Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Let's don't even go there because we're supposed to be talking about leather and not great places to get gas. I'll just give you a hint. If you haven't been to a Buc-ee's or heard of one, the last time I stopped, I was at pump. I'm not kidding. 173. I actually wrote it down on the receipt, but jerky. They got a whole counter of jerky, pastries, their brisket sandwiches, their art. They've got the best cow and horse and farm artwork. Grills, best grills I've seen. Big, thick, metal, heavy. They've got a tailgate set. I said I wasn't going to roll on this, but you can. If you ever stop at a Buc-ee's, you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, Viking Lady Designs is with us. Buc-ee's is phenomenal. I just happened to see that. Carrie, haven't been to a Buc-ee's. They started in Texas. They're kind of working out. I think we got two in Georgia, and I think a third one's on the way. And I think they're building they've got 200 gas pumps. And the ice things outside, there's like 40 of them. The cleanest bathrooms you've ever seen in your life. I know. I talk to my parents because got my dad a Buc-ee's t-shirt. They are the big. If you bring the Buc-ee's up to my folks, you've got an hour conversation at least. Anyway. There, Christopher Barnes. I hope you're doing all right. I think talking leather and its byproduct is perfectly acceptable. You're exactly right. Yeah. Big bowl of chili. Oh, is anybody familiar with Brunswick stew? Real southern. It's a barbecue stew with barbecue and stick. Oh. And again, that's a hit or miss too, because sometimes you get a chef that's really going to do up the. No, the simple is the best. Oh, anyway. Let's see. Susan M. Susan, hope you're doing all right. Yeah, Buc-ee's hadn't worked their way up that far yet, but the Wawa. Oh, what a Wawa is one of my all-time favorites. That's all Northeast. But I think now they're in Florida as well because so many people from the Northeast have moved to Florida. Now there's Wawas in Florida. That's a great stop. Anyway, okay, enough of that. I keep saying enough of that, but we keep talking food, right? Excuse me. There we go. Ernie Murphy. Oh, there's one in Springfield. Carrie, we have the biggest Buc-ee's in Texas. Everything's big in Texas. Yeah, I miss living in Texas. I really do. And if you talk to 10 people that have lived in Texas that don't anymore, 10 out of 10 will say I miss the people. I've heard that so many times. I miss the people and I miss the food. And the parts of every state are absolutely gorgeous. Texas has got a lot from the hill country. Austin. Oh, man. West Texas, Big Bend National Park, down towards the border, up above Dallas, Fort Worth, kind of Longview up there. Beautiful rolling hills. I grew up in the piney woods of East Texas. Yeah. Went to school in Huntsville. and just a great place to live. Anyway, every state's the same way. I've yet to go to a state I didn't absolutely love. The people and the food and the customs, their own cultural types of food. Nolans. Oh boy. Okay, we're not Ixnay on the Ood Fay, right? Because I'm getting hungry. Anyway, so last time I just ran on. Like I said, I tried to put too much in the script. Going to try not to do this time. I want to kind of concentrate more over here because I went back through, like I always do, I went back through all the comments from the last time we got together, and I just missed so many. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, anyway. Oh, Kevin Wise. Oh, hope you are having a good afternoon. Bless your heart. I'll run that through Translate. I certainly will. Let's see. Randy Bradley's with us. Randy, good to see your name pop up. Thanks for joining us. Y'all, anybody that's new, y'all come on in. Make yourself at home. You are amongst some extremely great people. You'll see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Example John. Okay, I read that you started leather work because you worked at the Texas Renaissance Fair. That's exactly right. I thought that was funny because I got into leathercraft because I wanted to make a costume for the TRF 50th. What a great place for leather. You're exactly right. I was dating a girl who's a drama major when I was in college in Huntsville, Texas. Go Bearcats. And all those folks worked at the Ren Fair on the weekend, the Texas Fair. I think it's 7 or 8 weekends long. We were all broke college students. So I did. I got a job through them, worked the weekends there. I think I worked the catapult, which was wooden catapults that threw water balloons at people up on a stage. Can't remember what else I did. Anyway, but you had to have your own costume. They didn't supply costumes, so we were all broke. And that's exactly because I was there and I saw all that magnificent leather work. And I mean, I fell in love with the period. I fell in love with the fairs, just, the costumes. Anyway, yeah, so example John, thanks for putting that in there. Good memories. Good memories. Yeah, I'll go into some I'm not going to go into some of the memories from there because you lived in your booth. And those of us that, worked a game or whatnot, we camped out back all weekend and had the run of that place at night and in the evenings. Had the run of that beautiful place. It was cool. It was cool. I don't know if they still do this, but they used to do a spaghetti dinner Saturday night for all the vendors. And everybody would get together for that and have a big drum circle after that. Boy, I miss those days. Broke, but happy. You're right. Broke, but happy. Lost ways detecting because I've thought about this several times lately. Just finished another leather incense stick burner holder. Now onto a dice bag. Nice. Okay. Ron Dowdy. Howdy, right back to you, Ron. Glad you're with us. Good to see your name. Let's see. Leather Action 22. My work nights now, so I'm asleep during the day and miss the lives, but I watch them later on. Great. Okay. Miss talking with everyone and agreed. Miss having you here. Been making a lot of leather stuff lately. Scope caps. Scope caps. Let me write that down. It thoroughly surprises me. I've been in leather. I don't know. I got into leather in college. I don't even want to say the date on that. I graduated in 86, like the last century, right? Almost the middle of the last century. Anyway, to this day, projects just come out of nowhere that I've got a list of projects. I got a list of things you can make out of leather. It's 3 pages long. I should have gotten that. I need to bring that back out. Well, let me write that down too. 100. Well, it started as the 100 list. 100 things you can make out of leather. 100 projects. Man, I passed that years ago, but never even thought about it. Never even thought about scope covers. Right at it. And you know what? I imagine it's going to be like that for as long as we're in leather. We'll always get projects that we never thought of just come out of left field. And our first thought is, what a great, how did I not think? Anyway, welcome to Leathercraft, right? Unlimited possibilities, millions. Oh man, already 3:15. Okay. I haven't done anything. Well, you know what? I said I'm not gonna. Okay. But still, from last time, we need some shout outs here. All right, so let's get over here because we have got a giveaway today. And it's one that I just happened to pick up and thought, you know what? Every shop needs one good, solid pair of these. My pair is 30 something years old. All right. Okay, but let's start here because contiguous US only. We are going to give away. I'll explain that. Bruce carries my Post-it notes around with him. Pair of Ginger scissors. You got to have a good pair of Gingers in your shop. And I will tell you now, like I said, these are 30. Crap, I had a sample of leather so I could just go, see? Ooh, oh, wait a minute. Okay, sort of. All right, sort of. Because it got kind of a craft fail here. But those are 30 years old, 4 to 5 ounce. When they're brand new, I'm not kidding. Don't try this. But they literally will take your finger off, bone and all. They are that. An 8 to 9 ounce, 1.5 wide, and you're done. So anyway, we're going to give away a pair of Ginger scissors. The entry word is scissors. SCISSORS. Or at least some semblance of the word scissors. But anyway, so a pair of Ginger scissors, you got to have one of these. I've got 20 pair of scissors from the little nippers on all my sewing machines. That is, okay, here's another funny point because this is not technically the pair we carry. The pair we carry's got a little bit more of a snub nose on it. I would have that pair, except they went to the freaking barn. The barn is a black hole of crap I need. Everything. My good rake, my good shovel, my good scissors, my leather balm, my saddle soap, my leather conditioner, and a revolving punch have all gone to the barn, and they have never come back. They have never come back. Anyway, so I'm showing you a much older pair, but you're going to get a new pair. You're not going to get these. You'll get a new pair. The entry word is scissors. At $3.45, Miriam will pick a winner, and somebody will get a brand new, very nice, very high-quality pair of scissors. Be careful with these. I'm not kidding. They will take a digit off. Period. It's okay. Got duct tape. We'll be fine. Got duct tape. And a stapler if we need it. Ow. Okay. Oh, Sandra Crawley. Sandra, bless your heart. And this is a great point. I know you'll see where I'm going with this. Okay. So for me, I've taught a lot of classes, but I heard somebody else in the organization where I was teaching classes uses the highest end leather we have to get the students. I somewhat agree with that and don't agree with that. Here's where I'm going with this. And oddly enough, our product of the week is our bellies. Here's where I'm going with this. If you buy a less expensive piece of leather, like our bellies, I think these are $20 and they're pretty good quality. The point is, and I break this rule, and I'll get around to that, Shane. Yeah. The leather is inexpensive enough to where you're not thinking about wasting the leather by making a mistake. You dive in and you start cutting. That's one of the biggest points I can make is don't hesitate to dive in. You're going to make mistakes. We all do. I've been at 40 years. I still make mistakes. If you look at some of the craft fails, I make some pretty seriously stupid mistakes. It's going to happen. Dive into that leather. You're not going to believe what you're capable of doing. I promise you. I promise you. Jump in. You'll see what I'm talking about. But it's a valid point. It really is. Because I don't have it with me. I bought stupid purchase number 1 of 2019. I bought a buffalo hide. Thing is 8 feet by 9 feet. And it weighs like 35 pounds. Oh, I'm going to make a pair of woolies out of these, or I'm going to make a pillows, or I'm going to make this. I have yet to cut into it because I don't want to mess it up. And that is exactly what I preach against. Cut into the damn leather and have a great time doing it. That's the point. I know it's become a running joke that I've not done anything with that buffalo. I even think I might put it on eBay because, uh, ah, okay. So one of my hopes is that one day I'm going to have a cabin in the mountains and I'm going to put that on the big hardwood floor in front of the fireplace. Okay. To make this happen, I just need to call Zurich, move a little money around. I'll buy my cabin. Yeah, right. We're going to put that on the, yeah, probably not going to happen list. Right. Anyway, so the point is, don't hesitate to dive into that leather. Cut into it, make something beautiful. You'll have a great time. You will have a great time. But nonetheless, thanks for bringing that up. It's a big valid point, and you're exactly right. And sometimes I can't honestly say I have that feeling other than that big buffalo because I work for Weaver. I've got plenty of most everything. And most of the project videos, I start with a prototype. In fact, here's the prototype for the croc purse. Yeah, I didn't line up the pattern on this one, which on the one in the video looks really good. I should have done that here. But nonetheless, I think I've got enough leather here to where I'm not really worried about it, but got enough experience going. I kind of have a good idea what I'm going to do. Anyway, all right, enough on that point. The gist of that is cut into that leather and have a good time doing it, period. All right, all right. So anyway, knife for today is with us. Knife for today. V-cut double shoulders are discounted with the flash sale. This is a great piece of leather for us crafters. This comes from a Brahma. They're huge. They got a V-cut in it because you got that big hump on the Brahma. It's not going to tan well. So they cut that out. That's what your V-cut is. It's just a natural veg stand double shoulder. Nothing super special about it. It's just a big piece of leather. And I think, oh crap, hold me. I should have checked on this, but I think it's a per piece price as opposed to a per foot price. So say it's let's say $100 and that double shoulder is 20 feet, 20 square feet. You're paying $5 a foot for a good quality tannage. Now it's not going to be the tannage of Herman Oak or Sheen leather. It's not going to be up there, but nonetheless, it's a great piece of leather for us crafters because it's affordable. It's a big cut of leather. And there's something on here I've been wanting to talk about. Excuse me. And it might be one of those things that I'd go on a rant and don't ever come back. But it's been on here forever because this is a good point. Let me go ahead and mention it. Not a rant, but on leather. Leather is a profit deal, right? Okay, so you buy a side of leather. It's less per square foot because that's 24. Technically, a side is, I think, average 24 and a half square feet. All right. But you're going to pay for each foot on that. But the point is that a side of leather, it just may not work for us. If we're working in a smaller workspace, we've got say a desk, in a spare room or a smaller desk in the garage or whatnot, a side is going to be the biggest headache to you. My Weaver cutting table. So I've got a 2-foot pattern table, got a 6-foot cutting table, and I think my punch table that's connected is like another 1.5 feet, maybe. So that's like, it's approaching 9 feet. When I roll out a good side of leather, it's one into the other. What a headache. In a smaller shop, I've got my tool rack, all my stamp tools on one end. I take that off the table because when I roll that thing out, it's how many people knock stuff off your work table with a piece of leather, try to turn it, it knocks more stuff off. Almost dropped my 45, my Uberti 45 replica Colt, almost bounced off. I don't know what that is, but let's go ahead and cancel that out because that ain't right. But let me also make sure that I've got my timer set. Yeah, got my timer set for 3:45 because I don't want to miss that. The point is, the bigger the piece of leather, it may not be the best thing for us because we're working in a smaller space. So double shoulders, great. I can fit a double shoulder on my 6-foot work table, no problem. We may pay a little bit more per foot, but the savings and headache alone is worth every penny we're saving over that larger piece of leather. Um, there's one more point on that. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so if we're paying a per piece price, typically that's a great deal for us leather crafters because sometimes we can get a pretty big piece, and then if we divide that down by what we paid for it, we're actually getting a pretty good piece of leather for a good per foot price. But that was just my point. Is the larger piece of leather, it just may not be the best cut for us if we're working in a smaller workspace. Double shoulders, single shoulders, bends, those are great for us crafters. Smaller cuts of leather, we're going to pay a little bit more. But also, too, we've got panels and half sides on a lot of our leather. So we don't have to get that 9 foot piece of leather to get a good deal. Let's buy a half side. We can easily work that. But also, too, if by chance you want to get that big side of leather, that Herman oak or that Shaheen, oh, worth every minute because it almost tools itself. If you case it just right, you almost can't go wrong. And one big point, and I say this often, when you jump up to a level of quality like the Shaheen leather or the Herman oak, your work is going to look noticeably better without any increase in your skill level simply because now you're working with leather. When you move your bevel through that, it's going to move smooth. Like cheaper cuts of leather, I work with them and I'll tool them. But as you're moving a smooth bevel across, you can feel it kind of hang up as you move it across. So therefore, you get like maybe larger tool marks that we don't really want. Well, a Sherman Oaks, Herman Oak, or Shaheen leather, that bevel, that swivel, it just moves. It moves through that leather like butter. And so the point, you actually are struggling less. So you're actually doing better work again without any increase in your skill level. But so the point there is we have panels. You don't have to buy this big piece of very expensive leather. We're leather crafters. Profit, that's not the point, right? It's not the point for us leather crafters. The enjoyment of it, the outcome of that beautiful project, the ability to use it, wear it, love it, give it away, hand it to somebody. That's what we're looking for. That's the joy in it for us. But the point there is if you want to do some tooling or stamping, spend the money on a panel of Herman oak or the sheen leather. You'll see what I'm talking about. If you're going to stamp, I mean, even dyeing, it dies like a dream. It wet forms like a dream. Stamps, carves, any, anyway, the point is, um, buy a piece. Just buy a smaller panel of that just to give it a shot. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to tool, if you're going to carve or stamp, you're never going to go back. You will never go back. But actually got a good video. I think I just tooled a little panel like with a Morning Glory design. Um, and you could see, if you look at them separately, I think I used a V-cut on that. And if you look at it separately, it's like, oh, that's not a bad piece of lead. That's not some bad carving. It looks pretty good. And then you look at the Herman oak or the Sheen, it's like, oh, damn. Yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about. So I don't know how many videos I've done, but I think if you search quality leather comparison, maybe it might pop up there. I might look for it after I've done so many. I'm getting to a point where I don't remember what I've done. Sometimes I'll email Miriam, hey, what do you think about this? Well, you did this 8 months ago. Oh man, did I really? Because now I got a really good design. But then when I look at it, I'm like, oh, that was the design. Right. So, okay, never mind. Moving on. But also, the next video I'm working on, I'm gonna do something for our pirate friends. Yeah, let's do something for our pirate friends. All right, so I kicked these the other day. I stepped on them yesterday. My wife, she cleans her horse blankets in big bins. She'll put a mix in there and she'll drop my glasses in there. And I need to go back to my optometrist, which is Home Depot, and get a new pair of glasses. But geez, I'm gonna be out like another $9.95. I can't afford to do this. Anyway, all right. So anyway, yeah. Again, I'm having trouble with my eyes. Went to my optimist. He said, you'll be fine. Okay. Um, we got Dawn Green, Shaheen. Yeah. Oh, me too. Herman Oak, I love. It's just a little bit stiffer than the Shaheen. So if I had to say, if I really had to pick one, I might say Shaheen, but the Herman Oak, I mean, they both just tool themselves. They just, you put your bevel next to it and it bevels, right? Anyway, uh, let's see, Michael Carbone, scissors. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, Michael. In fact, I'll keep my fingers crossed for everybody. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Sir Didymus, scissors. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Carrie's got to jump out on the way to church. Joe South is with us. Joe, it's good to see your name. Yeah, okay. Try to learn stamping and tooling going slow. Practice makes That's exactly right. The more you do, the more comfortable you're going to get with those hand tools. Uh, let's see. Oh, man. Mike the Carnivore Bigfoot. Let's see. What's your recommendation to stitching a 5 to 6 ounce oil tanned to heavy canvas? Mike, I would have to say my 303, but if you're gonna hand sew, I might say go with a longer length stitch. I might say maybe 4 stitches per inch, just so you're not cutting that canvas too close, punching that canvas too close, and then just do a bend back on your canvas. That's up to you. That's your design. But I think I might just go maybe less. I tend to like 5 stitches per inch. Um, 4 might do a little better job there. I don't know if 3, because I've actually, what was I looking at? Oh, I was supposed to grab it for the live. It was one of my super early projects. Oh, I can't even remember what it was now. But I had like 3 stitches per inch. My stitches are like that long. You can tell I wasn't up to speed on hand sewing. When I was coming up, we didn't have YouTube and social media. I bought a VCR one time of some gentleman carving a trout or bass. I don't even remember. Totally not what I was looking to do. I don't even know if I watched a couple of minutes of that, but the point of it, we just didn't have the onslaught of information and ideas and social media that we have nowadays. Um, but to be honest with you, Mike, I might look that up to see what other folks are doing on that. That might give you a better idea than I can. That might be better advice. Um, That might be better advice. So, Mike, look that up. But great question nonetheless. And if anybody else has got, some good information for Mike, Mike, you'll see. The folks going to jump in and see if they can't help out. We're leather crafters. It's part of our DNA to help in any way we can. And like I say, if you've got 4 leather crafters in a room, you got 8 opinions of how you should do it. And you're going to hear every opinion. But so, anyway, Tim Hubbard. Good afternoon. Right back to you, Tim. I hope you're doing all right. I can't hardly read through these. I've got I don't know how many pair I've got around here. Crap. Okay. Because I did the other day. I was walking and I dropped them and kicked them across my shop floor. And then I think I might have stepped on them trying to lean over to get. Oh, spend $10, Chuck. Good Lord. Okay, I promise I'll have new glasses before the next live. No wonder my measurements are off. no wonder my measurements are off on that last project. Anyway, let's see. Norris is with us. Mixter, Bob Z, Erica. Y'all, thanks for being here. It's great to see new names pop up. I hope it's worth your time. I tend to wander off into the woods, and a lot of times I don't come back. My wife, because I'm bad about, I forgot what I was going to say. My wife said, don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm making a conscious effort not to forget where I am, but we've met, right? Hi, I'm Chuck. Have we met? So anyway, oh gosh, there's so many great. John Cantois or Cantois, please forgive me. I hope one of those I grew up next to the Cajuns. So We've even got a friend that, let me jump back over here because Dranux, I believe. I think that's how that's pronounced. But again, I actually went to Google Translate to see how I could, if I could get an actual pronunciation on these. So again, y'all, if I mess your name up, please forgive me. Let me know that though. Um, I'll see that. I'll see that if you let me. So, Chuck, this is not how it's pronounced. Here's how it's. See if you do that. I would be most appreciative if anybody that's got a name that's hard to spell or pronounce, if you put that in there, be most appreciative on that. Now watch next time I go through that. That's the one comment I will miss. That's which on another point. Just finished 2 videos back to back, part 1 and part 2, tricks and tips for teaching leathercraft classes. Someone brought this up, and I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth by saying I think it was. I went through at least 2 of the lives line by line trying to figure out who tossed that out there so I could mention you in the video. Couldn't find it. Finally had to start shooting. But anyway, so got everything that I could possibly think of on teaching leathercraft classes. I've packed into these 2 because when I started making the notes, 4 pages of notes. And so so we broke it up into 2 videos. So it's not like snooze parade, I'm the grand marshal. I hope that helps a little bit. But the point is, if you even have an inclination to go teach a couple of classes, oh, go do it. It's so rewarding, and the students are great, and they're happy to be there. They're happy to learn. And if you teach a longer class, so for the blacksmiths, I'll teach a sheath class. They make knives like we make belts, right? I'm always looking to learn how to make knives and so many other things, shop aprons and arm guards and pouches. Anyway, so typically with a knife sheath, if we start at 9, I can have us to ready to die at lunch. So we'll die, go eat lunch. Typically, by the time we get back, the projects are dry, or at least they're close, and we can in turn top coat and assemble. Oh, always go get some. There's a place in Georgia down near where one of the blacksmith guilds is. They only went to cement floors a few years ago. This is a barbecue place that is old school Southern barbecue. There's 3 pictures on the wall. Pick one. That's your only. That's it. And it is Brunswick stew, some of the best I've ever had. Anyway, if you do that, you're typically going to get a good lunch with your class. You get to hang with everybody at lunch and talk. They're a lot of fun. And at some point, I explain a lot of this in the video. I know I'm probably, spoiler alert. Anyway, spoiler alert, Sean Bean dies. Oh, see, I just did it again. See, I broke in with something funny and forgot what I was going to talk about. It wasn't terribly important. It was just probably the butt end of whatever I was saying about teaching classes. Point is, if you want to do that, dive in. Absolutely. It is so worth it. So worth. Oh, charging for your classes. That's what I was saying. Down the road, right? Once you get up and comfortable, you got a good class going, you're comfortable teaching that. Yeah, then you can charge for the class. I always try to keep it reasonable. But leaving with you have students leaving with a big smile, a beautiful project. Their project looks just like yours. They're happy, you're happy, and you got a little cash in your pocket. Oh, damn. Right. Yeah. All right. That's enough of teaching. I got a good video coming out. It's 2 parts. I'm really way ahead because Joe and Paul at Weaver, they're our video crew. They've helped me shoot some videos when I'm up there, which means I don't have to have a video every Friday. That's killing me. It's kind of killing me because not really. Because sometimes I do a show, maybe go up there for a week, right. So I get behind. And so now I'm shooting for Friday. That's the one thing I hate the most is I'm shooting a video on Monday. It's going to release on that Friday. So I'm rushing it. I don't take the time to make a prototype. This has happened I'm not even going to name the projects, but Then I start making the video without making the prototype. Something goes wrong. And I've twice now, I've had to go back, probably delete 60% of the video and start shooting again because I made a stupid mistake that if I'd made a prototype, if I'd taken my time, make a prototype both times, wouldn't happen. Maybe 3 times, might be 4 if I sit down and think about it. Anyway, the point there is that these are going to be out at the end of May. So I'm so far ahead. I might actually get to take a vacation. How do you pronounce those things? Vacation. They're kind of like Bigfoot. There's some pretty compelling video out there, but until I actually see one, I'm a little on the fence. Anyway, okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, Mike the Carnivore. Let's see. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate your expertise. I'm new to the craft. Well, thank you for jumping in. Oh, you are not, especially with your love there, what you're doing. Rich hunting ground of very cool project possibilities. You're going to have a great journey in leathercraft, and I hope you do. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Nonetheless, thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping in. Great comments, great questions. And it goes to everybody. That goes for everybody here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping out. Thank you for answering questions, putting in questions, great comments. And one thing I love to say is when I say, "Ooh, I love these," and then somebody jumps in and says, "Oh, I love those too," I'm like, "Ooh, I didn't, yeah, okay. We're okay. Somebody else likes this too. I'm not right." Yeah. So, y'all, but again, the big point, thank you. More than you know, thank you. From me and everybody at Weaver. Absolutely. Every person at Weaver. It's a great company to work for. It really is. I always joke that I left the company where nobody's happy. And I'm serious. I left the company where nobody's happy. I went to a company where everybody's happy, and it's freaking me out a little bit. Right. I'd used that line for a long time, but now I'm kind of used to Weaver, right? I'm kind of used to it now. Oh, good. Good. Tim Hubbard, Night for Today, helping each other out. Hallelujah. That's what this is supposed to be about, not me just yapping about whatever comes to mind. That's what it's about. Hallelujah. Uh, Patricia Mayo, Dalton Ward, Scissors. Oh, yeah. Mama's Live. Oh, I'm 65 and just started in my leather crafting journey. You're gonna love it. You'll see. You'll see. You're gonna love it. Um, in leather, I've noticed that in my career in leather, I've noticed that we join leather. We get a taste of leather typically in high school or junior high, or at least used to be. Do they even still teach shop classes? Right? We get a little taste of leather. That was fun. Okay. And we move on um, and then somewhere in our early mid 30s, give or take, we're married. We've got the kids are kind of starting to age. The home, we're in our career, and we're thinking, I remember enjoying working with leather. Exactly. And then the next time is when we retire. We're looking for something to do. Oh, leather nails it on that one. But think of all the pluses. So first off, you got something that needs and requires time. That, like if you're stamping or carving or hand sewing, that requires time, you now got it. But here's the cool point. If you get to a point where you feel like you might want to do a show, you can use your leather to pay for shows. You can move around the country and your shows are going to pay for that. How cool is that? That's one of my dreams, is to get an RV or a trailer. I think I'd prefer a trailer, like a fifth wheel, maybe a toy hauler, have a little shop in the back, or at least inventory. Oh, man, and just do shows. And the shows, they will pay your journey. Most of it, probably not all of it, but what a great life, right? Right? What you do is you trade your 5-day work week for a 2-day work week. I like that. I've always been a proponent of a 2-day work week and a 5-day weekend. I just can't get anybody to really kind of hear me on that one. Okay, so right, when I'm king of the world, it's It's going to be a little bit different. All right. I haven't been coronated yet, but hopefully I have your vote, but we don't vote for kings, right? I'm king of the world and everybody's going to go, okay. Anyway, all right. Enough of that foolishness. Let's do this because, from last time, Johnny is in the building, right? Okay. So we've got a winner. Let me find my page because for some weird reason, I just can't remember this. I don't know why. I don't know. There's a block. It's something detached. Okay, so let's see. Miriam, our lovely Miriam. Couldn't do it without her. Let's see who we've got as a winner this week. And it's funny because I just saw this name. All right, let's make sure I've got it right because I really botched it with Dean Green. Oh, the tinge, letting the tip. No, not really. I just can't shut up. Stall Rev is our winner for a brand new pair of the Ginger scissors. Not these. You get a nice pair. You're going to get a nice new pair. All right, Stall Rev. Here's what you're going to do. Email us at supplyinfo@weaverbrands.com. We're going to need your name, your address, and your phone number, and we will get one of these out to you very quickly. Hope you love them. Congratulations, Stall Rev. Very, very cool. You know what? I was pulling for everybody, but the boss just is not going to do that. I've tried. So, yeah. And, again, she goes, crap. And I know my boss probably does that a lot. Oh, what now? Anyway, but I'm still employed, so that's good. So I haven't crossed that line yet. I've bumped into it a few times. No, I've bumped into it a lot of times. I'm surprised I'm still employed at Weaver, to be honest with you. Perfectly honest with you. Okay, so we've got that going. Congratulations on that, Stall Rev. Very, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so next time, it's going to be for me. It's going to be from my shop to you. I don't know. I'm almost wondering if maybe this wouldn't be a good. Oh, I know. I don't want to give it away. I can make another one. So maybe next time, who knows what the giveaway will be. I know, watching the next time I'll totally forget about. I hang it back on my shop. I'll totally forget about it. Everybody's gonna be pissed at me. Right. Hey, okay, so we're running close on time here. Let's do this. Still, I got all these things for the new folks. Okay, since we do have some new folks, I do want to mention this because if I had to boil it down, the one best tip I can offer, hands down across the board, the one best tip I can offer, it's going to save you the most headache, is non-slip tape. This is what they use on hospital steps, government building steps. It's non-slip tape. We sell this. Now, ours is gray, but we sell this in 1-inch pieces. You can't go wrong with this. And you'll see a couple of our videos, I know I've showed this, but if you put this piece down, a straight edge, no tape on it, and you put it down, when you cut, it is going to fade on you and you're going to get a half moon cut. Most frustrating thing I've ever done. So if we add our non-slip tape to the back of our straight edge, when you push down on that, you almost don't even have to push hard and you're going to get a perfect cut every time. And I will tell you this, let's scoot this out of the way. I've got this on every straight edge. I didn't get all my, oh man, that's the straight edge I was looking for because there's another point to this. Anyway, on this is my straight edge for my weaver shop, and I've just got some running down the middle because that gives us some great, whatever that is, grip. Okay. Anyway, non-slip tape, put it on every one of your straight edges. You will never make a bad cut. Okay. Downside, don't scrape this across your leather. Some leathers doesn't matter. But some of the leathers, like our Jasper, it's easy to scratch that top grain. So be a little careful there. But the second big point to this, and I don't need to grab it. I can describe. What it does is it lifts our straight edge up just a little bit more off the leather. The reason that's important is because we're cutting along that straight edge. And now I would suggest as we cut, try to cut and maybe keep your hand a little bit behind the blade as we cut because, well, okay, little extra room there. It's going to keep that blade from jumping our straight edge. I've got a straight edge over there that's got this bad deep cut that goes across the blade and it stops right there. That was my thumb. And it didn't stop nicely before. No, it stopped in my thumb. So, first off, going to keep that straight edge from moving around on you. You're going to get a great cut, but also it's going to raise that straight edge up just enough to keep it safe for us. All right. So, that's the one best tip I can offer, hands down. And we sell that. We sell the non-slip tag, and we sell it by the foot. But also, too, a good point on our squares. Those come with non-slip on the back. Now, that's great. But what I would say is I would like that, like right here, or on my straight edge here, I want to take that non-slip right to that edge, exactly to the edge, so that when we press down, the whole thing's being pressed together. And again, we're going to get a very clean, very straight cut. Okay, so enough of that. Let's do this. Running out of time fast. Oh, Susan M. Hubby and I just came back from Las Vegas. Nice. Stayed at the Venetian, paid for by the money we make from leather crafting at shows. No kidding. How cool is that? Maybe I need to start doing a few shows. Now, oh, Paul Jewell. Thank you, Paul. That's glad somebody else agrees with me. It always makes me feel a little better. Give me a little confidence that was, in fact, good advice. So, and Kenneth Cara, same thing. Bob Z. Nice. David Rudy. I haven't seen your name. But also, too, I would like to mention something. Christopher, we'll come back to that. Because Chris Gould, we're not going to come back to that. Chris Gould, we see his name. We've always seen his name quite often. Chris always had great comments and jumping in. I haven't seen Chris's name in a while, and T and I email back and forth. I sent Chris an email the other day, and his lovely wife is Elise, Chris and Elise. I haven't gotten an email back, and I'm a little worried. So, Chris, if you're with us, let us know. But if not, everybody, little prayer for Chris and Elise. Just make sure they're okay. So, anyway, David Rooney. I glued an old bike inner tube to the back of my straight edge, just as sticky as non-slip tape, but it's free and doesn't mark the leather. David Rooney, great tip. Never thought about that. You're right. That rubber got some good grip to it. Glue it on. You've got no surface there that can make an impression. Also, non-slip tape. If you're tooling, if you're carving or stamping, don't press hard because it could leave an impression in your leather. But David Rudy, that's actually pretty good idea there. Stall rev. I just still haven't found a good pattern. So having to go for freehand and make a pattern for my father-in-law doing a bike gas tank saddlebag. Oh, very cool. Yeah. Stall rev. I hope that comes out nicely. Very much so. Yeah. Okay, Kenneth, bless your heart. Kenneth. Thank you for letting me know that I pronounced Kenneth's name correctly. One. Okay, there's one out of a bunch of really. Divison. I think I just didn't cancel that timer. Anyway, Divison, my biggest tip. Okay, you know what? Let's do this because we. Crap. Oh. I spend half my day looking for two things: my phone, my glasses. Sort of irritating, but not that. It is a little over dramatic. Anyway, Hold on, I want to write down here. What's your best? What's your best tip? And we'll do that next time. What's if you had to boil it all down to what's the one thing that you think is your best tip? Let's do that next time. So everybody between here and there, twixt the two. See if you can come up with what you think might be your best tip or trick. We know that's going to help the new folks out. Who know? I mean, Dave Rooney never thought about that. Really didn't. Um, and Debison, my biggest tip, not safety related, buy an automotive Velcro wood buffing pad that you can chuck up in the drill. Saves loads of time buffing dyed leather. Absolutely. Great tip right there. Uh, let's see. Indy Bass Singer. Probably botching that one too. So sorry. What's your opinion on the slickers that fit into a Dremel? Oh, the old Dremel. I've got one. I don't use it. I've never used my Dremel, but I've heard so many people talk first off about drill holes, like your chisel. Like if you're doing 3/8/9s back to back or more, Dremel go right through that. The buffing or the slicking, I imagine it's great. It's moving. So that's actually less work for us on that slicked edge. I kind of think that's a great idea. Dremel, they've got all kinds of cool attachments. I'm a model railroader from way back. Dremel is a necessity and for a model railroad. Um, Actually, I think that's great. Give it a shot. See what you think. I've got so many slickers around this shop. I've got 5 different slickers that'll go in the drill press. I've got 4 or 5 that are just hand slickers. I got 2 over there, the Watt, with the floral metal work. Those are my babies. Those are kind of more just for decoration. I almost don't use those. Anyway, so yeah, I think that might be great, but the Dremel, it's all kinds of great things a Dremel will do for us. Uh, Yeah, stall rep, biggest tip, not to be scared and jump in it. Took me forever to do my first leather. Very yeah, stall rep, you're exactly right. Jump in, jump in. Um, Now one thing I was gonna mention, how much time we got? I'm not gonna crap. Now I did it again. All right, notes from the boss. I gotta keep my job. Y'all buy some leather. Ooh, that's a sales pitch we never saw coming. Slip that one under the door. Anyway, okay, World Leather Day. World Leather Day, April 26th. I think that's Saturday. Um, and of course, we're gonna do a sale. And the sale starts on Friday. It's free shipping on everything. That Miriam mentioned that. I didn't ask her, should I mention that or not? But I think she knows if she tells me it's going to come out. There's no filter here. So I believe it's free shipping on everything, but check our website. Starting Friday, World Leather Day sale. I know there's going to be some good deals there. And a sale to us crafters, oh, that literally is money in the hand. Let's see. All right, so we've got our leather maker event anniversary coming up May 29th and 30th. And I wanted to mention this because the first time I saw that date, I'm like, why are we doing that on Memorial Day? It's not Memorial Day. It's the weekend after Memorial Day. Yeah, but Miriam and I both like, I wonder if everybody's thinking, that's Memorial Day. I'm not going to, it's not. Okay. It's not Memorial Day. It's the weekend after Memorial Day. All right. So we've got tickets or live for the event. Tickets give you access to the classes. We're going to have tours. Oh, if you've never been through a full-on leather manufacturing facility, oh man, Weaver has got it. Okay, all right, we've got a video coming up. I think it's next weekend. My schedule's on my other laptop. And I think it's the one where Jim and I go through manufacturing. I've been waiting for this one since the day I started with Leathercraft because those Leathercraft, we don't get to see the big equipment, big double-headed clickers that shake the floor in a building. And the spots, oh, you'll stop. I know. I'm getting excited. It's a cool, well, us leather crafters, we don't get to see stuff like that on a regular basis. Full blown leather production. But here's the other funny point. They use a lot of the same tools we do. When you walk by somebody's workstation, they got a tree of our English punches. They use those. They use the same equipment we do. Um, Sometimes it's a lot bigger and it's a lot faster than what we do, but nonetheless, it's cool to see. So anyway, that's coming up. But also on the Makers event, our anniversary store opening, 20% off store wide, and I'm pretty sure that's whether you have a ticket or not. That's yeah, you everybody's welcome. It's just tickets get you into a barbecue dinner on Thursday night. I'm teaching 2 classes. Jimmy DeRest is going to be there. We're going to have food trucks, machinery demos, tours of the headquarters. It's going to be great. The one thing I look forward to most is getting to see everybody. And I know not all of us can get there. I know that it's a long trip for most of us, but if you are able to get there, I'm going to look forward to saying hello. And we can go sit outside and eat some lunch together from the food trucks. We'll eat dinner together. I'll be in the store. I think my classes are afternoon. So I'll be in the store in the morning or vice versa. I should know that. I just haven't looked at that. I haven't gotten all into that yet. I got the Sheridan shows coming up. I think we leave 3 weeks from today. So I got to start working on that, doing wet forming class on that, which is always popular because you should see my box of wet forming samples. We never think about 90% of the things we can do with wet forming. And I've got so many samples. It's a great class. Anyway, it's a great class because so many things we never really think about doing because when we think of wet forming, pouch, pocket, holster, and that's kind of it. Maybe some belt loops. There's so much we can do with wet forming. Anyway, I'll be doing that class in Sheridan. So that's a little bit towards on the west side of the country. And if you can make that, we'll still get to say hello. And if you want to, we'll go out to eat some dinner because there is no shortage of good places to eat in Sheridan, Wyoming. We're not there to eat at all of them. Absolutely not there long enough. Crap. Anyway, so that's my burden to bear. Right? Yeah, bless your heart. Okay, 4:02. We're already past the time. I didn't cover half of what was on the script. Does not matter. Y'all, thank you for spending this time. Every one of you always welcome in my shop. Thanks for so many great comments, questions, tips, tricks, thoughts, ideas, inventions. Y'all make this what it is. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. I'm so happy this works like that. That was the original intent of the lives. I feel like I'm kind of working into your time now. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. I'll find a good giveaway. And I'm just going to look forward to it. Absolutely. Y'all, hope you got a great project on your work table. Have a great evening. Second half of your week, the weekend. Y'all, thanks so much for making this what it is. And I just love spending every minute with y'all. Absolutely do. Y'all, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And I'll see if I can't come up with some good stuff to talk about. Love y'all. Bye. Hmm.